Hello everybody and welcome to Let's Play RealMyst Masterpiece Edition on the PC. Released by Cyan a couple years ago actually, not quite sure the date. This is a re-release and reimagining, shall we say, of the original Myst released in the late 90s on CD-ROM. Excuse me. The original Myst was a very groundbreaking game for its use of pre-rendered graphics and FMV in a combination to provide a very beautiful and rich world for a puzzle adventure game. It went on to have quite a bit of success and a very nice cult following, and went on to spawn several sequels. Riven, the sequel to Myst, which is Myst 3 Exile, Myst 4 Revelations, and Myst 5 End of Ages. The Myst series also had a spin-off called Uru, Ages Beyond Myst, which originally was intended as an online multiplayer puzzle-solving experience, but never really got off the ground. I will be playing RealMyst Masterpiece Edition. I have beaten Myst several times on several different platforms. I've beaten the original CD-ROM version, I've beaten several other versions, including the DS one, the original RealMyst on PC, and the version on mobile devices. However, I will be playing the RealMyst Masterpiece Edition because, in my personal opinion, it is basically the quintessential Myst experience. It's the best of all worlds when it comes to the game that has basically become a legend. Disclaimer! This game is not exactly what I would call well optimized. I've had to fight it to get it running at a good frame rate, running it solidly. I'm running it on medium-high graphics settings because that's basically what I can get it running on, and having a frame rate that's, well, recordable. I have basically gotten through this game several times, so I'm not going to waste any more of your time. I'm going to kick things off. Also, there might be brief cuts in between video in the video footage. That is because I've learned the hard way several times that loading screens in this game completely butcher its performance. Just part of the experience that is, well, recording and playing this game. Anyway, without further ado, new game. Let's see what's going on here.
I realized the moment I fell into the fissure that the book would not be destroyed as I planned. It continued falling into that starry expanse of which I had only a fleeting glimpse. I've tried to speculate where it might have landed, but I must admit that such conjecture is futile. Still, questions about whose hands might one day hold my Myst book are unsettling to me. I know my apprehensions might never be allayed, and so I close, realizing that perhaps the ending has not yet been written.
Oh no, the end has not yet been written. In fact, if anything, it can be said that we are just beginning our little adventure. And it starts by us stumbling upon this strange book called Myst. Maybe we found it at the flea market, maybe it was dropped outside of our door. Regardless, after reading it, it seems like a very interesting novel, similar in the veins of Robinson Crusoe. As we reach the last page, we see, well, what we're seeing now. This panel, fully animated, of the world. What is it? We have no idea. All we know is it's moving, so curiously we reach out and touch it to see if it's just our minds playing tricks with us. No, it ain't. In fact, if anything, it is something completely different. We have two options for movement, Classic Myst or Free Roam. I like Free Roam because that's what RealMyst was based around. We got some basic settings here. And, well, welcome to Myst Island. We're here at the dock. There's a door to our left, a pirate ship to our right. What the heck is going on here? None of us really know. But there's some gears, and it's all just as we saw in the book. So let's start looking around and see what we can figure out, huh? Let's flip that switch up. Right mouse, what toggles whether the mouse moves this cursor or whether it moves our camera around. And shift runs, we do have a flashlight with F, and it will become very useful in, well, other ages. So let's come up here. Giant stone or metal gears? Strange. Maybe the switch does something with them? Clearly not. I wonder what those switches are. I guess we'll figure it out. For now, let's look around, explore a little bit, see what we can figure out about this place. Because we're here, we got no idea what we're doing. We got no idea where we're going. Let's explore the overworld first, see what we can figure out. For example, we got this little grove over here. Tiana, a gravestone. Tiana is important in lore-wise. I'm going to be honest with y'all, I am very into the Myst lore and storyline. So I will probably have videos basically at the end of certain segments just going over and discussing the lore. You can feel free to skip them if you don't care, and if all you're here for is the commentary, the puzzles, and the gameplay. But I'll be going into a bit more depth about what goes on in the world of Myst, because there's actually a pretty intricate plot going on here. Now, we have a note here. Let's see what this is all about. Catherine, I've left for you a message of utmost importance in our forechamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on this island into the marker to retrieve the message. Yours, Atrus. Okay, so that must be the forechamber. And at this point, I guess these must be the marker switches. So, well, let's flip them all up before we get going. And that's 3 we found. What's this building? Dentist chair, fancy monitor, light switch. Let's get in the chair, see what goes on, pull the screen down. Oh. Stargazing. That's right. This is a planetarium. We get to see things like that. I'm sure there are combinations we can figure out to find different constellations, and I'm sure that'll come in handy at a later date. For now, let's keep looking around and see what we can figure out. And now we come to one of the main focal rooms of the Island of Myst, the library. Nice little bit of artwork. There's this. It says tower rotation. A couple of graphics. We'll look at that again later. Red book, red page. I have to look at that a bit more. Let's start by just kind of looking around. Painting, that, fireplace. Oh. Well, that's not good. If all these books happen to be the same kind of deal as the Myst book, then that's a problem. They're not all like that, though. This seems to be good. These are books based on the ages that we're going to be visiting in Myst. And probably what I'll end up doing is at the end of every age's objective, so to speak, I'll sit down here and we'll do story time and I'll read off the entire book in a video. I digress, that's for later. We'll come back here after we've gotten our bearings together. Okay, that's a rocket ship. That is a rocket ship. Let's see if there's anything going on here. Maybe we can ride it home. Or maybe it's locked, that too. Oh well. Flip the marker switch, we'll move on. Find something later, I'm sure. Just takes a bit of hunting around. So let's keep exploring. We got this little pool here. Interesting little basin with the replica of the ship over there, it looks like. We got switches. I smell puzzle. Which, frankly, you're going to be, if you have puzzle senses, they will be exploding the instant they see Myst. Anyway, so let's check this place out. I see power connectors, so maybe this is some form of substation? Yeah, only one way to find out. Let's take a look. Check it out a little bit. See what we can work out. Push the button. Yeah, this is a power substation. Power to ship, generator switches, yeah. I'm not an electrical engineer. We're coming back to that. You know, when we have some idea of what we're doing there. Let's go on up, crawl our way back. And that's a clock tower out in the middle of the water where we can't really reach, even though frankly. We could easily swim out there. Well, we can adjust the time with this. Set to noon. Doesn't seem to do anything. There's a marker switch out there, though. We can't really do much with right now. And there's an outbuilding here. Put that switch up. Hit the door. Nice little cabin. Got a heater, probably gas valve, and that. And there's a safe. We'll come back to that. So you have some idea. That looks familiar. Looks like the thing we saw in there. Connection? Probably. I'm not very subtle when it comes down to it. I know what most of the puzzles are, even though it's been a while since I played. Regardless, I digress. I counted 8 marker switches. So let's see what this message of utmost importance is. Whee! In the 4-chamber here. Now let's see what an imager is as well while we're at it. I know of imager, the site, or as some people say, imgur. I'm not going to get into the argument about which is correct, because that argument does not interest me. This must be the imager. Looks like a cauldron full of water. But it ain't. Watch this. Flip it to the topographical extrusion test, or, well, a marker switch diagram. Beep beep. And just to confirm what we expected, yep, those are the marker switches. Great effects, huh? Oh well. So let's pop this open and enter 8. Okay then. Seemed quite cheery about it. Let's see what Atrus' message is. Maybe it's something we can use to figure out what's going on here.
Catherine, my love, I have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine, it's one of our sons. I suspect Agonar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked for so long. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, and erase this message after you've viewed it, just to be safe.
I'm gonna clue you all into something. In the original CD-ROM of Myst, that was infinitely hammier than it was in this. If you can imagine that. I know it's hard to believe, but... Huh. So those books are burned by Atrus' sons, either Cirrus or Agonar. He suspects Agonar, but he's not sure. Let's figure out what's going on, huh? Because we did have a couple of clues. For example, a red page outside of a red book and vice versa on the other side. Maybe those are linking books, like what brought us here. Oh, did I say that? Spoilers. Whatever. Anyway, let's check this out. Hey, look! It's UPN. Nobody's gonna get that joke. Oh, God. I feel old, and I shouldn't. I'm only 21. Whatever. I'm dating this video. I should not do that. Anyway, red page. Convenient arrow says put in the red book. Let's see what's going on here, huh?
Live. Bring me a red. I can't see. Need a red page, you must. Bring. I beg of bring. I am serious. Give it up. There is one thing I must rescue.
Okay, so that was Cirrus. He wants red pages, and he's talking about basically he's been stuck there for a while. Okay, let's take a look at the blue book. That was Cirrus, so this must be Aknar. I wonder if he'll be any more legible or sensible.
Serious? Is that you? Who are you? See you. You know. Help me. Bring blue pages. Never. Pages. I must have the blue page. Bring them to me.
Well, he was perfectly sensible and not at all insane at all. Yeah, so that was Aknar, much the same thing. He wants blue pages, and he's been stuck there a while. Possibly too long, considering he seems a little bit touched in the head. Shh. Yeah, more than a little bit, honestly. He's quite wild and quite insane. Anyway, place of protection, tower rotation. Wonder what that means. Well, we do have tower rotation here. Oops. So that's the tower rotation, and highlighting those spots. Oh my. Those have got to be the place of protection. That's got to be the solution to this particular puzzle. So we know what we're doing. We know kind of what to do to figure it out, but how do we get up to the tower? I mean, I don't see any doors here. I wonder. Whoa, okay. Weird effects. And secret tunnels. Secret tunnel through the mountain. Whatever. And that's an elevator. And that is honestly where I'm going to leave us off for now, is just kind of getting in the elevator, because, well, this video is starting to reach its maximum time. And we have a lot to do now. We've got a lot of clues here. We got some basic ideas. In the next video, I'm going to attempt to clear the puzzles of Myst Island and get us all to basically a point where we can start working out what's going on here. So when we come back, more RealMyst Masterpiece Edition. We shall start solving the puzzle of Myst Island and figure out, well, what we're supposed to be doing here besides finding the pages for those two pleasant fellows. So, until next time, folks, take care, and I'll catch you on the flip side.